The Florida governor's race is off to an ugly start. Just hours after winning the Republican nomination, Ron DeSantis on live TV said voters would, quote, monkey this up if they elected his African-American Democratic opponent, Andrew Gillum. Watch.
We've got to work hard to make sure that we continue Florida going in a good direction. Let's build off the success we've had on Governor Scott. The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda.
Now, in response, Gillum said that DeSantis is channeling President Trump.
Donald Trump, this is a page from his playbook, basically tried to divide this country and my state. Look, I don't know the phrase. Looking at the whole clip, I think he was clear about what he meant. He understood the dog whistle that he was blowing. And I understand that he intends to speak to a particular part of the base to incite them.
Well, if Gillum were to be elected, he'd become Florida's first black governor. And joining me now to discuss this is the incoming minority leader for the Florida State House, Kiani McGee, who is a supporter of Andrew Gillum. Representative McGee, you've called DeSantis' comments racist. Before I let you respond to that, I want you to hear his own defense of his comments from last night on Fox. Take a listen.
It has zero to do with race, Sean. It has everything to do with whether we want Florida to continue to go in a good direction, building off the success, or do we want to turn to left-wing socialist policies, which will absolutely devastate our state. And here's the thing. I believe people should be judged based on their ability and character, regardless of race.
So do you believe him?
Ryan, let me first say this. The timing of this is interesting, correct? You know, here we are honoring a true American hero in Senator John McCain, and somehow, in some way, another Donald Trump political distraction creeps into the media market. This is truly a strategy made by Donald Trump out of the playbook, but is being carried by Congressman DeSantis.
All right. Now, in a tweet, you've said you've called on Governor Rick Scott. He's running for a Senate right now, and every other Republican to denounce DeSantis. Have any of them responded?
We haven't heard anything from them. Governor Scott hasn't said a single word as to these statements. But look, let's stay on the track here, right? The reality of it is they are trying to distract away from the true issues that Floridians are actually suffering from due to the 20 years of inactiveness based up by the Republican Party.
All right. Well, OK, I'm going to challenge you a bit on that point, that it's Republicans that are pushing this out there, because I know the first that I heard about this particular flap was a press release from the Florida Democratic Party. And there have been several Democrats that have rushed to comment on this particular issue. And that's not to say that it doesn't deserve credit and doesn't deserve attention. But to your point is the fact that everyone is talking about this, and there are just as many Democrats talking about it as Republicans. Does that take away from your candidate, Mayor Gillum, talking about these issues that he cares about?
No. The reality of it is Floridians are smarter than what the Donald Trump campaign and the DeSantis campaign truly give them credit for. We are a state of individuals who have come together time in and time out to come together and realize that we are trying to push Florida forward. You know, the whole objective of what we are trying to do in the state of Florida is to move forward to that more perfect union that our founders so eloquently talked about, getting us there. And divisiveness types of statements and actions made by the Donald Trump campaign and Ron DeSantis, it has no place in our environment today. So the reality of it is, you know, when Fox denounced DeSantis' statement and simply pulled itself away from it, Congressman Curbelo came out and requested that Congressman DeSantis apologize for the statement. You know, we recognize what it is. And we move on. But right now, the issues in the state of Florida are most important. We have algae blooms in our waters. We have a transportation infrastructure problem. Our veterans have not gotten the support they need from the leadership here. Our farmers and agriculture industry, they're suffering. And right now, our educational system needs a boost. And the only person in this race that can actually bring everybody together that we have seen is the next 46th governor of the state of Florida, and that's going to be Andrew Gillum.
All right, so just quickly, should the Florida Democratic Party stop sending press releases on this topic then?
No, whether or not they should stop sending press releases on this issue is a side issue. What we should do is ask the Republican parties to continue to discuss the issues, allow for us to honor Senator John McCain this day and this week, and stop injecting these negative types of statements into our environment, into our political world, and allow for people to have a great opportunity to participate in the electoral process.
All right, well, that leads me to my next question, and let's talk about the general election now, because you have two candidates here who seem to be running to the extreme parts of their base on both sides. Make the pitch for your candidate, Mayor Gillum, to independent voters. What does he have that would attract those voters that are in the center of the political spectrum?
Andrew Gillum is what they've been waiting for. Andrew Gillum can talk to the political base. He can talk to the social base. He can talk to the economic base. He can talk to the religious base. Andrew Gillum is the one that gives them a better opportunity. They've tried 20 years of failed Republican policy, and look what it has gotten them. We see our educational system is lacking with resources. Again, our veterans in the state of Florida have taken a beating as it relates to resources and housing. Let's talk about affordable housing in the state of Florida. The Republican Party has rated that house to the Sadowski Funding Trust to the tune of over $3 billion, a trust that was simply made to assist those who need help with housing. Let's talk about our environment. We're looking at the algae bloom. Now our water is being affected. So the reality of it is that has all been created under a 20-year reign from the Republican Party, okay. And now we are at a point where we can actually change this, change the direction, and get someone in who understands everybody's issue, both Republicans, independents, and Democrats.
All right. Florida State Representative Keone McGee, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Ryan.